In 1966, John Lennon and Yoko Ono happened to run into each other at a London, England gallery. The Beatles star grew increasingly close to the Japanese musician over the course of the next 2 years, developing a covert infatuation with her. Their friendship eventually developed into a love one, and it reached a boiling point when Lennon invited her to his house while his wife, Cynthia Lennon, was on vacation. After dating since they were teenagers, Cynthia wed John in 1962, and she stood by him while the Beatles rose to prominence and took the world by storm. Together, they also had a son, Julian Lennon, born on April 8, 1963. He bears John's mother Julia's name, who died in a hit-and-run 5 years earlier in 1958. However, after Yoko appeared in 1966, John's attention turned to this enigmatic new presence in his life. The vocalist of Imagine started dating the woman who was 7 years his senior, more and more. Cynthia, however, started to become suspicious when Yoko started phoning their home whenever she wanted to talk to John. John informed Cynthia that Yoko was merely seeking money for her avant-garde artwork when she was questioned about what she desired. In May 1968, John and Cynthia planned to take a vacation, 2 years after John had met Yoko. John told her to proceed on her own. Yoko was invited to John's house by John after she left the nation. John's house was where he and Yoko recorded music together under the cover of night. They recorded the tracks for what would eventually become his album Two Virgins, which came out on November 11, 1968. John subsequently stated that they made love at dawn following an all-night songwriting session. Cynthia came back the next morning. When she arrived home, Yoko was sipping tea on the couch with John while dressed in her bathrobe. She arrived, surprising him, and all he could say was, "Oh, hi." Subsequently, Cynthia recounted the events in her own words, saying she met Yoko that fateful morning when she found out about John's adultery. Cynthia said, "I really got to know her when I got back from vacation. However, I had already seen her. You could say that I had seen her in person. She had been staying with John that night, and I came home and they were there, which was sort of curtains for our marriage, as far as all of us were concerned. Really," she continued, recalling that startling morning. Cynthia continued by admitting that she had a feminine intuition concerning John and Yoko's relationship. Nevertheless, Cynthia said she was aware that there was nothing she could do to prevent it. Cynthia continued by admitting that she had a feminine intuition concerning John and Yoko's relationship. Nevertheless, Cynthia said she was aware that there was nothing she could do to prevent it. Cynthia stated, "You know that something is going to happen, and only you know that, because of your sensitivity and knowledge of the person you've been living with for 10 years.